Flaming Dalekins, we're back. We've got little Max with us today. What we're going to look at is, what we're looking at, mate, we're looking at the Waverunner bait boat, basically, and it's the Mark III. We've got it here, and we're going to go through, look at the specifications, etc, etc, show the operating procedures and the likes of. Right, firstly, when you do buy one, if you get the package, yeah, what you'll get with it is, of course, the bait boat. You get this little bag. Yeah, it's just a flimsy bag worth $39.99. Well, again, as this is a review, I wouldn't pay $39.99 for that bag. You can get better ones, the $59.99 ones. They cost 60 quid, of course, and they are padded Sabre. Again, other things you can use, yeah, to protect your bait boat while in transit. A luggage, you know, the big luggage suitcases, the ones on wheels, yeah, the hard ones, get the right size, you can fit your bait boats in them. Yeah, it keeps them protected, of course, while you're on the bank, and of course transportation to the bank, don't they, Max?
Yeah.
High five. Super. Right, let's have a look what else we get. If you come over here, we can have a look at the handset. Looking at the handset, yep, again, it's takes 8 batteries in the back, rechargeable, as you can see there, and you get a charger with it. Yeah, a 3-pin plug charger so you can charge it at home. On here, your controls, you've got your on-off, yeah, and you always switch the handset on first, okay, never the boat. So handset first, then the boat. Yeah, more on that very shortly. So we'll just switch that off. Right, looking at the controls here, left hand side, these are for your hoppers. Okay, again, we will give you a demonstration on that very shortly when we put it in the lake. Hoppers. Right, with this bait boat, you've got rig releases as well as the twin hoppers. Again, they are independent, so that means they operate one at a time. So when you're over your chosen spot, you push it left, left-hand hopper will release. Push it right, right-hand hopper will release. You pull it down, right-hand rig release, push it up, left-hand rig release. Okay, again, we'll look at that very shortly. Right-hand side, of course, this is your steering, yeah, and your motive power. So pushing it up forward, you'll see it stay in position, so you can push it at different speeds. Down, again, that's reverse, or backwards, whichever way you want to look at it. And of course, in the middle is basically neutral. Steer left, steer right, super duper. Lights on, lights off, we'll show you the lights in a minute, and the little switch on light is for the spotlight on the front if it's mounted. There's not one on there, it's an optional extra.
And they'll only work if you're going forwards.
Okay, yes, good point there from young Max. Yeah, your front lights will only come on automatically is when you are manoeuvring forward with the boat. Fantastic. High five, well done for mentioning, not forgetting that one. Super duper. Right, back to the handset. Of course, it's, yeah, they've done away with that, the old metal telescopic aerial. Now it's just a flip up one. Okay, again, same on the boat. We'll have a look at the boat very shortly. Right, motor trim, left and right. That twist is clockwise and anti-clockwise, and what that's for is basically to level out the motors, because if you put it in the water and one motor goes slightly faster than the other, it's going to veer off to the left or right. So if it does veer off to the left and right, you can turn that little dial there and it equalises the speed of the motors, the propellers. Okay, so that means it'll send it in a straight line as opposed to it veering off left and right all the time. So again, anti-clockwise, so clockwise for right and anti-clockwise for the left-hand propeller. Fantastic. So there we go. These here, I've not worked out what they're for yet, so you'll have to look on another video for that. Yeah, I've not worked out that bit yet. Right, so that's the handset. There's the bag. You also get a solar charger with it, which you plug in the back of the boat here, yeah, to charge your batteries in the boat. Right, let's have a look at the boat. Again, twin hopper, as you can see. Twin hopper there, bait boat, on and off switch, yeah, your antenna or your aerial fixing point. There's your new antenna. It's not one of the metal ones anymore, that just screws on. Again, what that little red bit is just to cover that for its transport mode. So we take that off, take that off, switch that on, and again, this is a foldable one, so you can just, when it's not in operation, you just fold it over out of the way, so there's less chance of damaging it, of course. Right, so that's the antenna on. Right, let's have a look about the boat. Of course, firstly in here, you've got your battery. As you can see in there, what you've got is a 12 volt 10 amp battery, and that's locked in position with a velcro strap. So there we go, it's a 12 volt 10 amp battery. That fits in nice there, and the way that is connected is by this little socket here. Yeah, there's the male, there's the female, connects in, and then in goes the battery. And again, it has got moulded base plate in it basically, so it fits in nice and steady. And then of course you can fix that down, you can secure it to the boat so it don't wobble about, etc. with the little velcro strap there. Fantastic. There's your cover, that goes on, of course, waterproof, so if it does get rained on, it just drips off into the boat and it doesn't affect your battery inside, and that just clips on like so. Big whopping handle there. Of course, that's for putting the boat in the water. Yeah, so you don't have to get on basically lie down on your belly to put it in. Sometimes you can just get down on hands and knees, stick it in the water. Right, moving round to the back. Okay, you've got two lights, blue lights, that's telling you can see the rear of the boat. Here you've got a little display, green, yellow, red, red, that's your battery levels. Of course, green is good, red is bad, that means you need to charge your batteries. Under here, two rubber grommets. There's two electrical contact points there. One you can see on the boat there says fish finder, so that's for attaching your fish finder, again to power it up from the battery that's inside. And charger, yeah, so you can actually charge, yeah, you can charge the battery inside the boat. But my advice is when you're charging batteries, it gives off hydrogen, which is an explosive gas. Always have the lid removed, battery exposed, so gases can escape, because again, if there's any smoking, naked lights or sparks, then it could ignite the gases if they're present, and of course they are explosive. So always take that off when you're charging the batteries to let the gases escape. Fantastic. Two little rubber grommets, again back in there. Little waterproof things just to keep the water out should it rain overnight. Fantastic. Right, moving to the back now, you've got your stainless steel wheel guards, weed guards I should say. Yeah, stainless steel, so they ain't going to rust, and of course they're fixed sturdily on the back of the boat there. In there's your propellers, okay? Your left and right propellers, okay? These two little things here are what you attach your rigs to. So these are rig releases, and basically how they work, there's little pins in there, you hook your hook in there, so basically your rig's trailing behind the boat. Yeah, so you can release them at different times as you basically operate the hoppers to release your bait. You can basically drive to the left and put your bait in a different place. Again, right, you can put them anywhere. Yeah, so they're rig releases. I'll show you how they work very shortly. Again, that is on the handset. Two hoppers, and what they can contain is 2.5 kilos each, so you can get a maximum of 5 kilos in the boat there. Yeah. Again, they're independent, so you can open them one each, one at a time. Again, the same with the rig releases at the back. So, right, that's it. That's the boat. Again, with this boat, it's wide, so it's got a lot of lateral stability in the water, where some of them, they're only thin, they do have a tendency to wobble about a bit, don't they? Again, the range of this, between 500 and 1,000 yards. Yeah, so you can nearly go a kilometre in this. Not that you'll ever need to do that, but it has got that. It's the range you can't actually go to before it'll go out of range. Yeah, come back here. So the range, 500 to 1,000 yards. Again, what happens if you do go out of range, instead of your boat just careering off into the lake, over to the other side and somebody nicking it, what it'll do, yeah, automatically, that's built in, one propeller will come on, so basically the boat will just go round in a big circle till it basically connects itself to the handset, and then you can bring it back in, so you don't need to go swimming out after it, waiting for it to blow into the side or getting another boat to go and collect it. Fantastic. So we're going to have a look at that now. We're going to have a dabble with it, but first I'll show you the hoppers. Independent hoppers on the bank along with the 2 rig releases at the back there. Right, so first thing to do, remember, always switch your handset on first, then the bait bow. As you can see the lights at the back, I'll just switch them on. They haven't come on now, but if I switch the lights on, you can now see that they've come on. So see, blue, that's telling you you're looking at the rear of the boat, especially in low light and darkness. Green one, battery's good, fully charged. Yellow one, of course, it's discharging a bit. Red ones, you need to think about putting on charge. Batteries will last on full speed up to 2.5 hours. Yeah, on average 2 hours, but up to 2.5 hours, again depending on weather conditions, etc. If it's a bit choppy out there and blowing a gale, of course you're going to have to put more power in to fight the wind, etc. So of course it's going to discharge the battery that little bit more, as opposed to a nice flat wind-free mill pond. Lovely jubbly. Right, let's have a look at the hoppers. Again, they're independent. When we look at that, to release the left one, left, right one, right, super duper. Right, let's have a look at the rigs. They're the rig releases. Again, they are independent. Rig releases at the back. If you can see here now.
So I hold it.
You hold that there, Maxwell, good lad. Rig releases, if you just zoom right in on that rig release there. Again, if you go to the right, down, it releases, push it back up, puts it back in position. So that is with the handset here. So with the left hand toggle, joystick, pull it down, yeah, releases the rig and your rig flies away. What I was worried about is rigs coming down here, hooks catching in the weed guard. But it doesn't happen, because when you're going away, the lead pulls it and it does actually kick it out from the boat. So your rig and your hook should never catch in the weed guards. So again, down, and the right hand one is up. So that's release and back into position. Lovely jubbly. So we're going to switch the lights off just to save a bit of battery, because it is daytime here in sunny Sheffield. Fantastic. Right then, Max, we're going to have a go. What we're going to do, we're going to feed the ducks. We're not going to feed the fish today. We're going to feed some ducks. So we'll go and get our bread. Fantastic. And then we're going to make life a little bit easier. We're going to go back over there where the bank is not as steep, because more than likely if I went down there I'd end up going for a swim. So what we're going to do is we'll just zoom over there like a herd of 1,000 gazelles and take some bread out for all the ducks. Look at all the ducks. Thousands of them. Right then. Let's just switch off. Boom, boom. Right, let's go over there. If you come over here and have a look, what we've done, just for the review purposes, I filled the bait boat with bread, but there's big chunks in there because we want to shoot off, because it's absolutely Baltic. It's mid-February in downtown Sheffield and it's getting a bit cold. So, what I've done, I've filled it with big chunks of bread. Yeah, when it releases they may not come out, but of course with boilies, hard baits, pellet and things like that, they would be released. But just for the purposes of this video, I've stuffed it with bread. Yeah, so it might not all come out, I don't know, I've not tested it yet. So first thing we're going to do, of course, switch on the handset, switch on the boat. Here we go. And of course, if it goes, out it goes. Again, it's nice and stable, this one. With it being so wide, there's a lot of lateral stability on it, even when the water's a bit choppy. Again, it's just veering off to the right there slightly, so I'm just going to put the motor trim to the left. And as you can see, that now's turned it left. So you can see it's going in a straight line. Put it to the right, you can see now the boat's turning to the right. So again, you just tweak that, fine tune it to get it going in a straight line. So there we go. We'll put it out there. Right hopper, and then the light will come on indicating that it's been dropped. Left hopper, yeah, the light will come on the other side of the boat saying it's been dropped, but probably that bread hasn't fell out. Yep, so again it'll go in reverse as well. or backwards, whichever way you want to look at it. And then of course you can steer right and drive forwards at the same time, you can steer left at the same time. Again, 500 to 1,000 yards, more than ample for fishing situations. Yeah, there's nobody going to put the baits out over 500 yards. Well, not in my eyes anyway. Yeah, it hasn't released any of that bread. It's because there's big chunks, they've just wedged themselves in the sides. And then you can put the lights on. So if you switch the lights on, you can see the lights on the front. They'll only come on, they'll go off if you stop or in reverse, but they will come on if you put it in forwards. Yeah, that bread hasn't come out. The hoppers have released. There we go. That's a back into the side. Of course the bread hasn't released because, of course, that was just for the purposes of the video. I wouldn't have stuck that out in a fishing situation, definitely not. But again, the hopper's open, but the bread's just wedged in there. So this is the thing, getting it out, isn't it? As you can see, the hoppers have released, haven't they? But the bread hasn't come out. Well, it is coming out now. So we'll leave that there for the ducks. And of all the other varmints and creatures and things. Right, with the hoppers, I've also forgot to mention, yeah, the catch and the release mechanism is electromagnetic. So there's no hooks that you have to hook them on, they're electromagnetic. So they just release, and then in there, again, rig goes in, back up, and there's it back in position ready for your next load of bait and rig or whatever. Again, you can put your bait in there, your rig on the back. You can even attach a dead bait to the back there, take that out with your bait boat. So if you put bait in, might want to put a bit of chop fish in there, whatever. So it works for pike fishing as well, especially on the big reservoirs. Let's say using them, your drifter floats, etc. You can take you know, a big chunky mackerel out with that. It's getting a bit cold now, so we're going to pack up and we're going to get ourselves a nice cup of coffee. Right, so what you've got to do now, remember the exact opposite but in reverse when you are turning it off. So boat goes up first, then your handset. Then you pack it all the way in the bag and then you go and get in the car because it's freezing, isn't it, mate? Yeah. Come on then, let's bugger off. Ta-da!